Good evening and welcome to the Poets Cafe, where the art of conversation comes alive. Highlighting a new era of the Poets Cafe, where artistic voices come to life. As we welcome everyone into and across the threshold of a new beginning, we will honor the voices and faces on our second anniversary. Today's story will mark a new chapter on the billboard of artists, writers, singers, poets, painters, and crafters, many with gifted talent, sharing stories of yesterday, today, and stories untold. Poetically speaking. Welcome to the Poets Cafe with Ron C. McCrae and Terry Benjamin. We will continue our journey into a new romance novel of relationships, with music as the lilt of the soul and the rhythm moving the body from side to side, leaving only memories for our audience as we move forward in today's show. So, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Now, let's get into our show and listen to the voices of the shadow winds blow, poetically speaking.
Yes, let's get into the show. We got a lot to do tonight, so I'm going to really just get right into it. Our engineer for this afternoon, evening is Jeff. Brother Jeff is our engineer for today. Today's agenda, the miseducation of everybody. And what got me thinking about that, Ron, I'm looking at some things for Black History Month, and we know that Carter G. Woodson was the author of this particular book here. It's called The Miseducation of the Negro. And as I look around at the world today, really, it's the miseducation of us all, because when we were being raised up as children, we were taught to love thy neighbor, to treat others as you would like to be treated, to share if you have more than you actually need. And we're in a situation now in a time where it's not good enough just being a millionaire. You got to be a billionaire. And if you're a billionaire, you want to be a trillionaire. So what has happened to the love of humanity that we were raised on? I mean, the world that we're in now wasn't the world that I even thought of. I can't imagine how things would be now, where we have a situation that's just crazy. And so, Ron, what I've been doing, I've been going back to the older books. I've been looking at some things that I had looking at for a long time. This book right here, The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson, was actually written in 1933. And so during Black History Month, I'm going to go into this book a little deeper. I'm going to bring out some things from the book. But just talking about the classics, I've been looking at another book here, which is a book that I read some time ago, but I'm reading it again because now it resonates even more with me. And it's called The Fire Next Time, and this is from James Baldwin, and this was actually written in 1963. But I just want to share just the final paragraph of this book that is really even more timely than as was written. And this is from James Baldwin, The Fire Next Time. And he says here, everything now we must assume is in our hands. We have no right to assume otherwise. If we, and now I mean the relatively conscious whites and the relatively conscious blacks, who must, like lovers, insist on or create the consciousness of the others, do not falter in our duty now. We may be able, handful that we are, to end the racial nightmare and achieve our country and change the history of the world. If we do not now dare everything, the fulfillment of that prophecy recreated from the Bible in a song by a slave is upon us. God gave Noah the rainbow sign, no more water, the fire next time. And this is from a book by James Baldwin. And so in the coming weeks, in the coming months, we're going to go back to some of the classics. And I'll mention some of them in the Mind, Body, and Books section, because I do believe, Ron, that, again, if you get a good reading list, if you read the good books, the best books about our history and about our culture, you may be able to help yourself. And that's what I want us to do. I want us to help ourselves. And that's why we present this food for thought, to help you to be independent thinkers. Okay, you don't have to take what I say or take what Ron says, but just we present so much information to you. You can sort of shift through it and read it and digest it for yourself. Because I do believe in this country, most of us have to go to school up until high school. After high school, it's up to you. Your education is up to you. You could be as smart as you want to be if you decide to take your education into your hands. And so I'm saying to you that we're going to help you do that, because we're going to present books, and I hope that you're taking notes of these books. I hope that you're making a list, because these are books that I think that is going to help you get through these trying times. The quote of the day is from one of my favorite writers, and it says here, if you want to be a writer, you must do two things above all others: read a lot and write a lot. There's no way around these two things that I am aware of, no shortcuts. And this is from Stephen King, and from his book, a great book entitled On Writing, a Memoir of the Craft. And so what I'm saying to you is that if you want to be a writer, you got to read, you got to write. That's the only way to do it. Malcolm Gladwell said in a book called The Outliers, he said if you want to master your craft, you need to put in 10,000 hours. And I know, Ron, you as a poet, I know you put in more than 10,000 hours. Me as a writer of essays and poems and books and plays, I put in more than 10,000 hours, because I told my mother when I was 9 years old, I said, Mom, I want to be a writer. And I never got off that path. And I still consider myself a writer. Now I consider myself a full-time writer, because that's all I do. That's my 9 to 5, my 10 to whenever I get to sit down and write. My 10 to 4 usually is my writing day. And so again, we offer food for thought. We offer you things that we want you to think about. And again, we thank you. We thank you for being out there, because you're out there, and we're here. And so again, Poetically Speaking moves on. And so as always, at this time in our program, we present something that's very special to me, because I don't know what it's going to be. So I'm always surprised, I'm always amazed, and I'm always grateful for this brother right here. And so now we begin with Ron's poetry. What do you have for us today, Ron?
Well, a couple of things in short. Matter of fact, it's going to be a good evening. Every time we come together is a fantastic evening. But let me get right into it. You know, and as you indicated in reference to, we talk about all the time, we're talking about history. That's right. History is his story. Her story, that's history. So when you hear somebody talk about taking your history out of their books in their school, they're taking your voice away. That's what it is. They're taking your voice away. They don't want you to present the talk to, which is the exact same thing what they done back during slavery. You can't talk. They put muzzles around your mouth so you couldn't say nothing. You couldn't look up. So it's the exact same thing, just a different form, the exact same story. The other thing, too, as my brother indicated, 10,000 hours. Ooh, 10,000 but I walk in the park with this sister who does 10,000 steps. She walks around 4 times, which in 2 hours. So she walks around and put in 10,000 steps. And you run over the mouth gossiping every second. You put in 150,000 words of nothing into something, but fail to realize those are stories that can be told. That's right. Listen to yourself gossip, and then you can write your book. Someday. But anyway.
Back to that someday.
That's it. But here's a piece to tie into the quote of that day. And I put this together after reading it. And this is a piece that I told my brother to surprise him with.
I love surprises.
To be a writer, one must read something each and every day, no matter what that may be. But read. Write something, no matter if it is a scribble, scrap, just write. Think a lot. One must be thinking on a regular basis without burning the candles on both ends. Listen to everything, even when there appears to be nothing to hear, just listen. There's always something. Allow your vision to explore your mind. Open it up and feel the wonders of marvelous creativity just waiting to exit. Pray. Pray is the essence, the main cause for any delivery. Focus. Staying focused helps one to seek, find, explore, and conquer every opportunity to write their book today, or novel, song, invent, or paint a portrait through the lens, seeing what it is hidden behind the scenes of everyday life. Now, believe that anything is possible if you have faith in what you hope for. Having faith is the substance of things hoped for. And now let me break this down right quick. All right. Read it, whatever that may be. Just read. W. Write notes on scrap paper. Anything that's a reminder of something. T. Think about everything that comes into view and view. A mind is a terrible thing to lose. Use it. A mind is a terrible thing to lose. Use it. Listen for the sounds of something, nothing, everything that ears can conceive. V. Vision all possibilities unimaginable in your dreams while daydreaming. P. Pray without ceasing. Never stop. That is the foundation to move forward and conquer all. F. Feel the vibration as it moves slowly through your entire body. Let your senses remind you that you are alive. B. Bogard your way to the other side, where your vision, dreams, desires, faith, hope, and prayer awaits you. Entry across the threshold of a new beginning. So, what's in your hands?
I love that. And that's entitled To Be a Writer. And Ron, I love that piece because, again, what you give us a foundation. And I think that you come out stronger when you have a foundation. That's why if you're a devout Christian or a devout Muslim, you have a foundation. If you want to be a writer, if you are a writer, you come out of a foundation. That's why I'm in my 70s and I still love reading and love writing because I built that foundation. And that foundation, like a root, has kept me growing and kept me striving. And brother, I love when you talk about vision. Okay, writers have vision. Writers see things before they are material. It's sometimes, Ron, it's almost anticlimactic when I do get a book that I've read in my hands because I saw before this. This is almost anticlimactic, but I love that poem, To Be a Writer. You got to put that in your next book, To Be a Writer.
Oh, it's coming soon. All of them coming. I'm working on it. Believe me. I'll tell you the truth. I'm working on an audio book too.
All right, look out. I love it.
This is something I wrote this because it's centered around. Actually, I had a conversation with my daughter, and I want to share this other part where this title comes from. And let me just give you a sense of it. Matter of fact, let me read this first. I don't know if I read this first or come back with the story, but no. Let me read this. This one is called Stuck. Stuck in a state of feeling lost, a time that seems to forget who I am, a place where loneliness has become my own delusion, questioning why I am sitting here without a cause to move forward. With the gift and talent I've been afforded, welcome me with doubt that life has stripped me of moving forward towards my dreams. But the question is, why am I sitting pondering over the blank space, crying the blues? Why me? I ask repeatedly, why me? Why me is what is created to redirect the gift, that talent I was born with. Not a silver spoon, but a spoon to build my future, digging one scoop at a time. Life is in the palm of your hand, where you see nothing. Nothing is only the illusion that shows you do nothing. Nothing will appear as if nothing took over your life. Doing nothing about change to see something grow. Nothing is the words of everything I find an excuse to write my song. Novel, complain, whine, cry, sit, and repeat the same rehearsal as the choir screams inside my own empty spot, sheltered away from pain. Pain is the name one creates when looking inside the dark mirror of self-doubt. that life have stripped you of being happy today,
Mm-hmm.
talking about what happened yesterday, crying about tomorrow that never came.
Mm-hmm.
Just a delusional cycle without words to sing. Stuck, sitting in a homeless place without anywhere to go, wobbling in the blues, telling everyone you will keep me company, as one dances to their own rhythm without any sound to be heard. Life is not stuck in a time zone. It doesn't hold you back. So, where has it come from when no signs are pointing towards, or where the birth of its nature is derived from? Stuck sitting in a homeless place of nothing, waiting for something to come along and rescue me from this state of feeling stuck. What is it that is holding me back? I cannot feel it nor see it. Every time I move, I am not gaining any strength to get up and move. Yet I stay stuck in place. Nothing I bought when I went shopping, looking for nothing to take home. So, why are you stuck? A blank shelf staring into space, reading books that don't exist. No title, author, or book cover, just my face looking at me. It's not about doing nothing. It's about what's in your mind to do something about the nothing you complain about.
Oh my goodness, Amira Shabazz says, "Good evening, brothers." Good evening, Amira. I gotta call you. We got to get together. You got to come on the show again. But again, bro, that was powerful. That was powerful. And the hits just keep on coming. That's it.
Yeah, I just want to give two short pieces before I come back after we open it up for a dialogue. And I just want to show you this. This right here says, neglected voices. And understand, I'm not going to read everything, but the point is, this goes back to 1875. You know, speeches of African-American representatives addressing the Civil Rights Bill, 1875. And daggone it, you sitting here talking about they denied us in 1965. The Civil Rights Voting Rights Act. No, read your book. Like we just said.
That's right.
Ask questions. Listen to the story. Just go back, way back when.
Yeah. Mary McDonald Swindell just checked in. She said, hello. Hello, Mary McDonald Swindell, our sister. Always good to hear from you. Yeah, we're moving along, and it's interesting that, we have so much to share with you because we know that you appreciate it.
And excuse me, getting a little sloppy here. Getting carried. Y'all got me excited. Here, I just want to show you this. This is out of the Legacy magazine. Here, and this is in reference to the senator from Mississippi. Okay, and I just want to read. Elected during the storms of Reconstruction, Blanche Kiso, if I pronounce it right, Bruce had to negotiate political and racial rapid. Now, this goes way back then. We had black representatives, whatnot. He was a senator. Okay, look that up. You see, what we say here and what we share with you as we listen to you, the point is this is story. This is your history. This is our history to go back and to revisit what we have, who we know, who we learned about. Even today, I'm still learning. Right. No matter how you look at it. The brother right here brings books.
You're learning.
Constant. So no matter how you look at it.
It's lifelong learning. Mary McDonald Swindell says, enjoying your program. Very interesting. Thank you, Mary.
And here in short, and I'll just show you this page and we'll continue to move on because time flies. So here's a group of black senators, black elected officials, okay?
Yeah.
And just a short piece, at the very moment Bruce sat in the Senate, White's back home was planning to drive blacks out of office. What are they doing today?
The same thing.
What are they doing today? My sister,
my goodness,
the voice to be reckoned with, Congresswoman who? You know who I'm talking about.
Jasmine Crockett.
There you go.
Say her name.
Say it again.
Say her name. Jasmine Crockett, yeah.
My sister, every brother should be behind this system, no matter how you look at it. She is a force to be reckoned with. You know what that reminds me of? It's like the patriarch, but in this case, the matriarch of a stampede of Illa. All you can hear is the thunder on the earth. It shakes, no matter how you look at it, it shakes. And as I said last time, go back to 1928 with the Silent March in New York. You didn't hear nothing. All you heard was the shuffling.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
So wake up, everybody.
Wake up, everybody. Mary McDonald Swindell says, we are some powerful people. I love us. Yeah, we got to love ourselves. You know, like James Brown says, sometimes I want to jump back and kiss myself. Moving right along with the program, Mind, Body, and Books. And today I have two books for you. I have a fiction book and I have a nonfiction book for you. Now, my nonfiction book, I'm going back into the archives, Ron. I'm bringing this book out, and this is entitled "In the Meantime: Finding Yourself in the Love That You Want." Iyanla Vanzant. In the meantime, finding yourself and the love you want. Iyanla Vanzant, and this is from 1998. And I just read here from the back of the book. She says here, "What's love got to do with it? In the meantime, you know what you want. You know where you want to be, but you have no clue how to get there. You know exactly what you want in life, but what you want is nowhere in sight. Perhaps your vision is unclear, your purpose still undefined. On top of it all, your relationships, particularly your romantic relationships, are failing. If these scenarios feel familiar way down in the deepest part of your gut, then you, my dear, are smack in the middle of the meantime. Every living being wants to experience the light of love. The problem is that our windows are dirty. The windows of our hearts and minds are streaked with past pains and hurts, past memories and disappointments. In this book, Iyanla Vanzant teaches us how to do our mental housekeeping so that we can clean the windows, floors, walls, closet, and corners of our minds. If we do a good job, our spirits will shine, bringing in the light of true love and happiness. And that is from Iyanla Vanzant. In the meantime, finding yourself in the love that you want. That's my nonfiction book. That's a classic. Now I want to go into my fiction book. And this, you know, I'm a man who reads romance novels, and I'm not ashamed. And so this book right here is entitled All That She Wants, a novel by Rebekah S. Cole. And this is new. This is just came out, and I really enjoyed the book. And I'm going to read here from the back of the book. It says here, when life breaks you, love has a way of finding the pieces. Cinda Michelle Polk has built a life far from the betrayals of her sister and ex-husband that shattered her in Columbus, Ohio. She found purpose in Chicago, a place to start over and bury hurt she never talks about. Living by simple rules, don't trust, don't hope, don't love, has been her compass until her friends play matchmakers. Cayman Weston is a charming, intentional, and wealthy without the arrogance. But he has his own internal battles. Cayman orbits her life and disrupts every wall Cinda has built, unapologetically, passionately, and effortlessly. But healing and trusting love again isn't simple. Both Cinda and Cayman carry scars that test the boundaries of trust and forgiveness. As love deepens, Cinda must decide whether she's ready to want more for herself, for a future, for them. All That She Wants is a story about rediscovery, resilience, and the quiet strength it takes to open your heart again. And I love this book, Ron, because again, it's written in the first person. You hear from the man, you hear from the woman, and really you get into both their minds. Before I go into Music is Lit, I just want to hold up some books that I want you to put in your reading list, and you can, I'll go through this fast, but you can go back to the program and get it. A book here that I want to hold up here is a book called Hip Hop versus Maya, a psychosocial analysis of values by Jawando Kunjufu. And we'll go into the book a little bit more, but Jawando Kunjufu passed away not too long ago, but again, a classic, okay? Hip Hop versus Maya. Another book here, and we talked about this many times here, The Souls of Black Folks, from a book written in 1903 from a brother right here called W.E.B. Du Bois. And again, we're going to talk about this more during Black History Month. But again, the souls of black folk. Got another book here, it's probably out of print, but again, maybe you can find it in your local library or you can order it someplace. And it's called They Came Before Columbus, the African Presence in Ancient Africa. And this is from Ivan Van Sertima. Okay, again, this is essential history for African people. And the last book that I want to present to you in this segment here is called They Came Before the Mayflower by Lerone Bennett Jr. And it really is a history of the Negro in America from 1619 to 1962. So obviously we're going beyond that. But again, I present these books to you, these classic books, because again, you need to start somewhere. And I want you to do that. So I'm going to go into we went to Mind, Body, and Books. I'm going to go into Music is Lit. And then Ron and I are going to have a really far-flung conversation because, again, there's so many things we need to talk about. And so, again, in the Music is Lit segment, what I do is I read the lyrics of a particular song as poetry. And in this particular segment, I have 3 poems, songs that I want to share with you. The first has been recommended by my brother. He sent me a little text and say, hey, how about this particular song? I said, why not? And so I want to read this song here, and it's called Reflections, and it's from 1966 as recorded by Diana Ross and the Supremes. Reflections. Through the mirror of my mind, time after time, I see reflections of you and me. Reflections of the way life used to be. Reflection of the love you took from me. Oh, I'm all alone now. No love to shield me, trapped in a world that's a distorted reality. Happiness you took from me and left me all alone with only memories. Through the mirror of my mind, through all these tears that I'm crying, reflects a hurt I can't control. Although you're gone, I keep holding on to those happy times. Or when you were mine, boy, as I peer through the windows of lost time, keeping looking over my yesterdays and all the love I gave all in vain. All the love that I wasted, all the tears that I've tasted, all in vain. Through the hollow of my tears, I see a dream that's lost from the hurt, baby, that you caused. Everywhere I turn, seems like everything I see reflects a hurt I can't control. In you I put all my hope and trust. Right before my eyes, my whole world has turned to dust. Reflection of the love you took from me. Reflections of the way life used to be. In you I put all my hope and trust. Right before my eyes, my whole world has turned to dust. Now, baby, why did you do it? Reflections. And again, that's Reflections of 1966 as recorded by Diana Ross and the Supremes. Now, this next song is one of those classics that you hear it, and you always say, like, who wrote that song? Who sang that song? Because you hear it a lot on Quiet Storm formats. And it's entitled Going in Circles. And this is by the Friends of Distinction, and this is from 1964. Going in Circles, the Friends of Distinction, 1964. I'm an ever-rolling wheel without a destination real. I'm an ever-spinning top, rolling around till I drop. Oh, but what am I to do? My mind is in a whirlpool. Give me a little hope, one small thing to cling to. You got me going in circles. Oh, round and round I go. You got me going in circles. Oh, round and round I go. I'm spun out over you, over you, over you, over you, over you. I'm a faceless clock with timeless hopes that never stop. Lord, but I feel that weight, my soul at stake. Oh, but where am I? What am I to do? My mind is in a whirlpool. Give me a little hope. Just one small thing to cling to. You got me going in circles. Oh, round and round I go. You got me going in circles. Oh, around and round I go. I'm spun out over you. I need you, baby. Over you, I need you, baby. Over you, I need you, baby. Spun out over you. I need you, baby. I need you, baby. I'm spun out over you. I need you. I need you. I need you, baby. I need you, baby. Also, this song originally recorded by the Friend of Distinction. Also, Luther Vandross has a version that is just epic. And so again, going in circles. The Friends of Distinction, 1964. And again, I want to end with another one of my favorite songs, and a song that every time I hear this song, it really brings back some memories. And this is entitled "Stand By Me," Benny King, 1962. And it reads, "When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, and the mountains should crumble to the sea, I won't cry. I won't cry. No, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me now. Stand by me. Stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand by me. Won't you stand by me now? Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Again, that's from Benny King, and that's from 1962. Ron, these songs, again, resonate even more with me now because I've had some experiences in life. I've lived some life. I know what things mean, which I didn't know when those songs came out when I was a teenager. But again, we share those things with you. And always, actually, I encourage you to go to the original, hear the songs, hear the music, hear the singer. For the next few moments that we have in the program, we're going to just go into something a little deeper. And again, we call this segment Food of Thought, but it's really the art of conversation. And what we're going to talk about is sharing. Sharing is the essence of teaching. Mary McDonald Swindell says, "Stand By Me" was always my cha-cha-cha dance song. Yes, yes, I agree with you. But again, food for thought, the art of conversation. And I'm saying to you that sharing is the essence of teaching. And heard the expression, and it's true today, each one teach one. We all have something that we can teach because we all have something that we've learned. And so I'm saying to you that sharing is the essence of teaching, and we're going to open it up for discussion and for you to take in and to share with us, maybe share with us on the comments. Okay, so again, sharing is the essence of teaching.
You know, a couple of things. I want to share this with you. And it's really important, and it's understandable, and we talk about it all the time. And the piece I had written before I read stuck. And as I indicated, I had a conversation with my daughter, and that term came up. Mm-hmm. But let me share this story. And this is extremely important because we talk about lifting someone else up. You never know who you might meet. Mm-hmm. I believe it was Monday on my way home, after helping somebody else who was stuck in a car, okay? And it was a couple, and they were spinning. Naturally, they had the low rider car and whatnot. But nevertheless, helped them out. It was on my way home. As I'm riding down the street, I see another vehicle stuck. I passed by for something told me to stop. I stopped, went back, and the sister gets out, and she was so excited. She said, "I didn't know if somebody was going to help me. I was sitting here praying, whatnot, and two people went by, you know, and they wouldn't help." And not to, you know, look at the size, but she said two white men. Nevertheless, it was still two different people. So anyway, I attempted to help her and push her out, told her what to do and whatnot, and she was excited. And excuse me. And then this other brother stopped by, and we fortunately helped her get out. Now, I asked if her vehicle had four-wheel drive. She said yes, but now she did some of the things she was not familiar with. This is important. So anyway, he helped her, told her what to do, and we went back and forth. I helped shovel her out because I had a shovel with me. And so she was so thankful, and I said to her, and the other brother said, now go home. Okay, don't stop, just go straight home. So later on, I was going to go to the store, and I said, nah, I ended up going to ShopRite. After I went to ShopRite, looking around whatnot for something, you know. And so I run into her. She noticed me. I noticed her, and we embraced, we talked. And here, this is what's important. You see, because she said everything was a blessing. She had prayed, but she didn't know. Now, she talks to God, and God answered prayer. I had no clue, but we say all the time, you never know who you're going to run into or who you might be there to share something with.
That's right. That's right.
So anyway, we stood there, and we talked about a good 40, maybe 25, 30 minutes or so. Now, she was, if I'm not mistaken, doing a DoorDash, but she was hustling, trying to do something to pay her bills. Now, I'm not going to get into the details of her personal story, but I guided her in a sense to get her to think about who she is and what God is showing her. And so I asked, for example, you know, what do you like to do? What is some of your talent? And she hesitated, and she said she wanted to be, or I think she said she wanted to be, or she was going to be, or she is a hygienist. Okay, but it's finding a job or going to school to do all of that. And so I said outside that, what are some of the other talents? She hesitated, she looked, she said, well, I like to cook. I said, that right there. You'd be surprised, you know, being able to cook. Then she went on to share a personal story that I'm not going to get it because it's not my business to share her personal story, but she shared a story, and I told her that now you could write your storybook, write a journal, all those notes you can write, and you can ultimately have a book, you know, even around her kids, but write the story around her parent, you know, and I could tell she wept a little bit, but nevertheless, she was still thankful, and she said she don't know how we just happened to meet, because she said, I started not to come here. I don't know why I came here. And she also said that, see, when I was told to go home, I didn't go home. And so that right there was telling me, say, I should have went home. So she said, now when I leave here, I'm going to go straight home. But the important thing is, I didn't know her. She didn't know me. And I'll just give the first name. Her name, and I like to shout out to her because I told her that we meet on every Thursday and Sunday. And if I pronounce it right, and if I ever see her or she make a comment, her name was Colleen. If I pronounce it, Colleen. She repeated. Right? So that's important to know, that you never know where God or the Spirit or positive spirit or sending you to help somebody. Don't ever think that everybody is your enemy, and because you don't know them, you're not supposed to stop and help, because you may be the very one who gets stuck and you'll be doing the exact same thing. And as we all know, this is the bull crap that we're dealing with in this country now. You know, Curtis Mayfield said, if there's hell below,
we all gonna go. That's right.
The difference is, those who pleaded and asked for forgiveness and accepted will be saved. But the others who choose not to turn from the wicked ways, unfortunately, and I could care less, will be that'll be it.
Well, but before you go on, I just want to squeeze this in here. Erica Brown has reached out to us. She says, hi, Terry. My first time tuning in. Read more, write more. Gotcha. So, Erica, thank you. Thank you for joining us here in the program.
And that's so profound. You know, that's what's important. This is what we talk about. Read, write, help somebody, lift somebody else up. And that's what's important. And as we continue, I want to read this one piece, but I have a one piece I'll say for near the end. Let me read this one, which ties in. When life changes, what is it that changed? And how does one determine what those changes are? If a change never occurred, is change a reality or a metaphor for an illusion created by whatever a person thinks or believes, based on the image they develop from the way they think? What is change? Can one see what another cannot? And how does one frame what one sees as reality? Is it true or false? Can you see change? What does change look like? Is it make believe or just our five senses calling without the identity, without showcasing its purpose. Or maybe getting messed up on the word. No problem. But maybe it's performing another atmosphere trick. Now you see, now you don't. We know that change is inevitable. It's a fact. But to prove it, one must know the inception of its birth. The when, where, why, and how it all came to be, and how each one creates in a storytelling session where each one shares. But then who is it real? Who is telling the story or telling the truth? And why should anyone care about the foreplay of this narrative conversation that's not real, unless someone wants to believe what they hear, see, smell, and taste, for that to become real to someone. From darkness to light, from truth comes a lie, or vice versa. From right or wrong, from sane to insane, from shades of colors to shades of my skin tone darker than yours, without justifying why. The attitude towards color you cannot see. Does color have a color? Or the illusion that what you see changes in the blink of an eye? Change is like a bandwagon gone crazy, without the story to falsely accuse a horse beaten without a skip to jumpstart any of the rhythm before the blame, without looking at the one who's pointed the finger at me. The question is, whose hand is the finger on, and what side holds true to power? Adaptation is the foundation of change, a direction of performing to satisfy someone else's ear-pleasing statistical pleasure just because. A malfunction in their nutritional deficiency, in their inability to produce, lead, or write the right script. What is change?
That's powerful. That's powerful. And I think, again, one of the things we have to understand in today's agenda is the miseducation of everyone. And we know we're in a situation now where they're trying to take a certain history out of the books. They've dismantled the Department of Education, and this is just craziness. But I just want to read this paragraph. This is from the book entitled The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson, Ph.D. And this first paragraph really tells part of our problem. He calls this chapter 1, the seat of the trouble. He says and this is in quotations, educated Negroes, the, quote, educated Negroes, unquote, have the attitude of contempt toward their own people, because in their own as well as in their mixed schools, Negroes are taught to admire the Hebrew, the Greek, the Latin, and the Teuton, and to despise the African. Of the hundreds of Negro high schools recently examined by an expert in the United States Bureau of Education, only 18 offer a course taking up the history of the Negro, and in most of the Negro colleges and universities where the Negro is thought of, the race is studied only as a problem or dismissed as of little consequence. For example, an officer of a Negro university, thinking that an additional course on the Negro should be given, there called upon a Negro doctor of philosophy of the faculty to offer such a work. He promptly informed the officer that he knew nothing about the Negro. He did not go to school to waste his time that way. He went to be educated in a system which dismisses the Negro as a non-entity. So you have scholars at that time who did not want to study us because they felt it wasn't important. Even today, we have people who are supposed to be scholars in American literature, but know nothing about African American literature or black literature. When I was teaching, we had this big fat anthology. They had white writers and black writers. My colleagues did not teach the black writers because they didn't think they were important. I taught both and became very popular for that. I even taught rap music and literature. Dina Robinson, our friend from day one, she says, I'm here, Terry Benjamin and Ronald McCrae. And so, Dina, thank you so much. And again, all of you who have been with us from day one, from the first year. We're now into our second year, and it's all because of you. You really put a battery in our back, man. We know we come to you. We got to come correct, and I thank you for that. You make us better. What does it say? What does it say in the Bible about what is it? What steel sharpens steel, or we sharpen each other, or iron sharpens iron. Yes, right. That's what I want to say. Iron sharpens iron, and that's what you do for us. Thank you.
And keep in mind, iron sharpens iron. That's important. But also in the same token, the tongue is sharper than a two-edged sword.
Ooh, yes.
So make sure when you open your mouth and you speak, you're doing something positive. So that iron that can sharpen iron lifts somebody else. Otherwise, when you get into all that gossip and cutting somebody up, you see, now you can't heal those wounds. So that's what's important.
That's right. And I just want to go into this book just again because it just fascinates me that this was written in 1933, but it has so much for us right now. And it says here, and it goes on about the whole thing about universities, okay? Universities. To be more explicit, we may go to the seat of the trouble. Our most widely known scholars have been trained in universities outside of the South. Northern and Western institutions, however, have had no time to deal with matters which concern the Negro especially. They must direct their attention to the problem of the majority of their constituents, and too often they have stimulated their prejudice by referring to the Negro as unworthy of consideration. Most of what the university have offered as language, mathematics, and science may have served a good purpose, but much of what they have taught as economics, history, literature, religion, and philosophy is propaganda and cant that involved a waste of time and misdirected the Negroes thus trained, always telling us that what we love, what we enjoy, what we put our time is what I remember around when I was in school, man. I was talking about the whole concept of rap music as literature. I even did a newspaper called Hip Hop Review, and I would use rap in my class. I would show rap music videos just to get the discussion going. And some of my colleagues said, you're intelligent black man. Why are you wasting that time with that rap stuff? I said, well, man, that rap is really is poetry. As a matter of fact, I see rap music as poetic folk expression, which means that it's from the folk, it's from our people, and that makes it important to me. But again, they didn't see it. But yet they claim to be scholars of American literature. When I taught The Death of a Salesman by Arthur Miller, as well as Langston Hughes, as well as August Wilson, Fences and other plays as well. But the point that makes me laugh, Ron, is that, again, I really believe that as a scholar, you must be well-rounded. If American literature is your field of expertise, then it has to be the whole 360 degrees of American literature, if that's what you profess to teach. Because if you don't, I think that you really are shortchanging your students. And that's why when I was teaching at several colleges and universities, I brought everything that I could get my hands on. I think the secret of my success was that I overcompensated. I would come into a class, an hour and have 2 hours worth of material. But I did that because I wanted to make sure that I gave my students as much as I can. And so that's what we're saying, that this time, sharing is the essence of teaching. And Dina Robinson says that's understandable. Ron, I will watch what I say, how I say it, and who I say it to. So you just taught Dina a lesson. Who you're talking to and what are you talking to them about?
As most, if not all, always heard, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say nothing at all. And that's so important, because it's about lifting somebody else up, because what you put out, when it comes back, you can't get mad at that boomerang that came and hit you upside your head and you was not paying attention, but at least know that you have done something positive before, or if and when something negative come back, because now it's easy for you to turn around and say, look, you know what? Just like Jesus said. In the Old Testament it says an eye for an eye, but in the new one he says turn the other cheek. Because if I apologize to you, or if I show you what you've done, then guess what? It's like putting heaping coal on that person's head. They're going to feel stupid, inadequate, and they're going to walk away. And ultimately, they're going to say, I'm sorry. And that's why we said before with ISIS, you don't have to get mad at them. Just say, look, I come here because you called me. You call me a name. I come here to ask you, thank you. That's all.
It is so sad. It says, our sister Mary McDonald-Swindell says, words express from what we feel in our heart and some of the things we have been through. Really, you're right, because this is the essence of our education. I'm going to go into this book one more time here. It says here, and this is Carter G. Woodson from the MisEducation of the Negro. He says here, in schools of journalism, and I can attest to that because I studied journalism at Rider College, now Rider University, says here, in schools of journalism, Negroes are being taught how to edit such metropolitan dailies as the Chicago Tribune and the New York Times, which would hardly hire a Negro as a janitor. And when these graduates come to the Negro weeklies for employment, they're not prepared to function in such establishments, which, to be successful, must be built upon accurate knowledge of the psychology and the philosophy of the Negro. When a Negro has finished his education in our schools, then he has been equipped to begin the life of an Americanized or Europeanized white man. But before he steps from the threshold of his alma mater, he is told by his teachers that he must go back to his own people from whom he has been estranged by vision of ideals which in his delusionment he will realize that he cannot attain. He goes forth to play his part in life, but he must be both social and bisocial at the same time. While he is a part of the body politic, he is in addition to this a member of a particular race to which he must restrict himself in all manners social. While serving his country, he must serve within a special group. While being a good American, he must be above all things to be a good Negro. And to perform that definite function, he must learn to stay in a Negro's place. In the souls of black folks, W.B.D. Du Bois talks about the double consciousness, being American and being black at the same time. We almost split. And that's why we really have to be rooted in our blackness, because if we're not going to be able to be of any service to our people. And Ron, I tell you, the time is getting away from us, man. We got, 10 minutes?
Yeah, and I like to read this as short. I have read this before,
goodness,
but the point is, it's not about reading something before. It's about the continuation of the learning. We're constantly learning. It doesn't matter how old or how young. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. We're storytelling as a reminder, revisiting. So no matter what. But this one, is by John Mercer Langston. Yes. Okay, and I'd just like to read a little bit. Mm-hmm. John Mercer Langston, December 14th, 1829, November 15th, 1897, was the American abolitionist, attorney, educator, activist, diplomat, and politician. Mm-hmm. He became the first dean of the law school at Howard University and helped create the department. He was the first president of what is now Virginia State University, a historically black college. He was elected to U.S. representative from Virginia and wrote from the Virginia plantation to the national capital, or the first and only Negro representative in Congress from the Old Dominion. Again, don't ever think because somebody walk up in your face that's not your color telling what you don't have this, you don't have no history. All you have to do is say, your ammunition is to say, I know who I am, I know who I come from, and I know where I come from because my ancestors were here before you. My ancestors had taught you because you stole from our ancestors to create who you are, which tells me I don't know who you are.
They came before Columbus. And Ron, you got a poem to take us out of here because, again, it's about us knowing about ourselves. Today's agenda is the miseducation of just not the miseducation of everyone. Dina Robinson says sometimes we have to speak truth to power because there are times we can't hold back. We just can't. It doesn't always come.
I want to read this, and I'm going to get right into it. Mm-hmm. This one is, as many know and have went to sleep and died away from, and I'm going to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. A day to remember Dr. King's legacy. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a day to remember is his legacy, a moment to honor his endurance, sacrifice, and pain and suffering for the rights of justice. When Dr. King said, I've been to the mountaintop, Deep within his soul, he saw the continuous fight for equality among African Americans without returning to inform of the fight that will continue in a land unforgiving towards humanity. January 15th is his birthday. January 19th in 1968 commemorates the month to honor his fight for justice as he laid to rest while exhausting all energy to continue to move forward, leading many to follow. Many who believed in the right that all shall be free. With a message he and many others sang, someday we shall be free. Unfortunately, many laid down their voices and surrendered to the inhumane treatment decades later. Yesterday in the town of Rahway, New Jersey, a so-called commemoration took place in what would be thought of as a reflection of Dr. King's fight for equality, fell into the sad state of what would be a direct insult to commemorate a moment to call some of the many names who sacrificed their life and blood fighting for freedom, only to be treated like a savage animal, beaten, hosed down, kicked, shoved, and spit at with a virus of being black against their rights. The turmoil of pain continues to carry across the land to this present day, as a National Action Network cites, today, no justice, no peace. Their voices rang across America 24/7, from sunup to sundown. Yet the mayor and city council commemorate with insult by invading the MLK Park that was donated to the MLK Committee, a violation of law. This site went into the archives of the city by the late Daniel Martin and the council. A resolution was signed in the year 1993, June 16th. The first laying of the wreath took place as the former NAACP, John Robinson, president, and Ronald C. McCray, co-founder of that area. A historical moment in remembrance of King's birthday, death triumphant to be until the future change its course for the freedom of all citizens. The mayor, I don't want to pronounce his name because this way he don't want to accuse me, read from his notes without the sincere acknowledgement, true words from the heart. Instead of those words, added insult centered around improvement. As if Dr. King was happy someone remembered a long time coming to brighten a smile on his face for laying dormant for so long. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. smiled on his face that you and I see every day is not the one he and others endured yesterday during those struggles, bleeding with teary eyes. One cannot hope to understand the voices screaming inside. Agonizing and excruciating pain to remember or reflect on the past of those who endured the injustice across the souls of African Americans who fought singing, "We shall overcome," tirelessly and on American soil, the land of the free. His voice resonated in the aftermath of African Americans during the tumultuous trail of being shot, choked, dragged, locked up for crimes many have not committed, or the petty crime does not fit the full punishment of years behind bars. Yet today, unfair treatment is like a plague crossing the land, hidden behind the mask, ISIS agent, with high-power AR-15, 9mm, and no identity to show, just cause the racial injustice. Repeated cycle of yesterday today with no regret for life. From shooting a young 12-year-old black child sitting on a swing to a police officer with his knee resting on Gardner, to George Floyd, to Breonna Taylor sleeping in her bed after a long day as an EMT employee, and the list goes on. A repeated horror true story for being black. The mayor reigned with a smile as if the platform for reaching the stars, as his leadership fell into the pits of hell, poor and unacceptable. Such daunting words to express for a life with no with no shame for the pain king and others lived and died for. Direct insult inside a closed vault heart. He recited words of an AI with dementia, the process of refining words without meaning or empathy, just a smirk on his own false accomplishment. Yet he received a certificate for such a narrative just to look like he truly performed the true quality of what constitutes leadership for the people across the board without any disparate injustice. I said that right quick, and I know we close because it's not about attacking someone or the leadership, but it's about the responsibility, the sincere of those who lay down and lost their life. Then and now, we talk about it all the time. That's what's important. Don't forget who you are and where you come from.
And on that note, it has been Poetically Speaking with yours truly, Terry Benjamin and Ronald C. McCray. Again, we enjoyed you, and we'll see you next time.